I'm a gamer and running in circles. I'm a rabbit and running in circles. I'm annoying and running in circles. Might as well jump in the hole and be a bunny. Be a bunny!
Hola mis queridos, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Alicia, también conocido como Coneja. Hello my kittens, how are you? My name is Austin, also known as Rabbit, and today we are playing Grim Tales Threads of Destiny Collector's Edition. So excited to be playing this game, and already I've fumbled the intro like twice. Yikes. Anyway, most likely you saw 3 photos during the intro and you're probably confused and want an explanation or probably don't care about that explanation. I'm gonna give it to you anyway. I want to make sure the gameplay on this channel is as comfortable for you as it is for me. I am over the age of 18, over the age of 21, that's going to be cursing, cussing, and adult topics. Seriously, considering the series. And today we are going to be covering Chapter 2, The Outskirts. Let us see how we can deal with getting Jackie's parents away from the outskirts. Uh, right, so let's check the bonus content real quick before we get into the game. We got the concept arts, wallpapers, achievements, collectibles, music. We also got bonus chapter, secret room, and the archives. I am actually super interested in the archives because it refuses to let me get into it unless I finish the bonus chapter and possibly the secret room. I don't know. Collectibles just is the family tree, and so far we've only found 2. Hopefully we'll be able to get all of it. And as far as achievements go, from what I remember, we have 4 achievements so far, which is pretty good as far as I know. And yeah, let's get into the game. Don't hit reset. Continue. Alright, well, and before we continue, let us read the chapter, or read the diary. That is what I like to do to catch us up on what happened. My morning began when Jackie called. She was flustered and asked me to come to the police station. They found the remains of her parents who went missing 20 years ago. I'll always be there for my favorite niece. I'm on the spot where the grays were found. The tires of Alexander's car are damaged by a spike strip. They're going to be killed soon by Greg Duffy, the roadside killer. I have to save them. I saw a garbage truck just ahead. What is it doing on a back road this late at night? I looked inside and my suspicions were confirmed. It's Greg Duffy, the roadside killer. I've got to help the police catch him. I'm at the outskirts of a small town. There's a car workshop here. I'm sure I'll be able to find new wheels for Alexander's car there. Moreover, I can carjack the police car and drive it to Greg's truck. All right. But if I remember correctly, when we tried to cross this bridge, we got interrupted by a spirit and said they are meant to die or something like that. And it made me realize, could this ghostly woman be one of the fates? And I actually looked it up after recording, and I think I might be right. Because when I say fates, like if you're familiar with the Greek mythology, which I hope some of you are, there's these 3 women, or 3 people, I should say, called the Fates. And each one had their own name. I forgot what the other 2 are, but I know one of them is Atropos. Um, and she's more known for... Shoot, I didn't write it down. But I have it in the description box on the previous video. Something about inevitable. Inevitable was one of the 2 words. I know that. Um, and most likely she'll be saying it in the next time we see her. But if she is correct and they are fated to die, then why were they late to the plane? Because if they were fated to die, then they were supposed to die on the plane, right? How the heck were they late to the plane? So my theory on what's going to happen at the end of the game is that we're going to go further in the past to when they are supposed to get on the plane and actually make sure they do get on the plane instead of making them late. So that is my theory anyway. But as far as gameplay so far, like, I'm really liking it. I love these icons they use for the map. It's much easier to see somewhat. I mean, the shading is a little off, which will be a bit harsh for those who are colorblind, but I'm really thankful they made it clear as far as like the symbols. And the locked areas too. And I really like this. Because in the previous games, Grimtales always had the evidence stuff like on the side here, but this is the strategy guide. And this is our task list, which I think is kind of irrelevant, but I'm kind of glad they did this just because every time they started, there's a new location to go to or a new task to do, it always like showed up in a text style across the screen, and it was just kind of annoying because us players, we just want to get to the next location to keep playing the game. So I think this is why they made the task list. Whoop. And honestly, they could have put the strategy guide as like a fourth icon here, but still, I like that they did it this way. Hopefully, they won't do that for their future games if if we're doing evidence stuff. And they'll just make a fourth thing in here. Hopefully. I don't. Anyway. Oh, we can take that. Okay. That's very specific shape. Maybe I could copy it down and make one. Okay. We need to use scrap paper? Yeah, okay. A squad car. I could use this to lead the police right to Greg Duffy. We could. If I remove the panel protecting the steer column, I can hotwire this car. Okay. It's been stitched up. I can feel something inside, so we need scissors. And we need some car symbols here. We got one so far. Can we turn this on? No. Okay, so we got a baseball bat. Fence is blocking the way down this alley, so we need some sort of clippers. It's an emergency. I'll just have to break the glass. Oh. Easy squeezy, rice and squeezy. Boink. Alright. We got an awl, which we could probably use for carving. And pencil, which we can use for the shaping. It's shut. Locked. Can't reach. Okay. Beat it, bip, bim. Alrighty. Right. I want to double check that I got the collectibles. Okay, so there is one up here. And there's one on the kid. I wonder if it's inside the bag. Locked. Okie dokie. Oh, we can do something here. Oh, right, up here. Heck yeah. So this is coins and feathers. Okay. Wait, there's still something we could do here? Oh, right, because of this over here. This thing. This mini freezer is damaged. I've got to widen that crack. Yeah, we can use it all here. Boop and boop. This iron is pliable enough to carve, but I need to know what I want to make first. Oh. This is cool. Oh, and a puzzle. Oh, is this something like this, the Escape Academy? It is! Look at that. Oh. Boom. And boom. Heck yeah! Look at that. So cute. How the heck? She cannot be this talented. What the absolute fuck? Excuse me? Hello? Ooh, the fuck was that? Who was that? Every human should be frozen in time unless that was something else. Something else indeed, honey. Yep, there it is. Christian Grey. Despite his father Cain's coldness, his son grew up into a compassionate man who would become a world-famous philanthropist. Cool! Now, what do we do here? It's strange that the camera that's supposed to film the road is turned into the wrong direction. I wonder if Greg Duffy did that. Oink? Heck yeah, we be jamming! Blood. The evidence could be crucial. I shouldn't handle these knives. True. I recognize these women. They're all victims of the roadside killer. Oh, wow. Okay, sorry. I got too into the moment. That's it? Okay. Oh, we can do something with the bow here. Maybe the arrow? I need something sticky on the end, so okay, so maybe the stick clay? It needs feathers. And some thread. Bow and arrow. Okay, so... Oh, could we use that to get the keys? Heck yeah! And it looks pretty obvious. We need to get them in the green bit. Fuck. Okay, that worked. Garage key. Ooh! Love, I'm doing this for love. Opens with a remote key fob, it seems. Hey, proper grammar. Thank you. There are numbers printed here, but someone spilled paint on them. Okay, that sucks. Ooh, a motorcycle! I can't reach that motorcycle. I have to use the winch to lower it. Okay. Alright. Crank is missing. Okie. Object, and... there it is. Vladimir, the progenitor of the Gregg family, immigrated to the United States from an unknown country. He started his own business soon after and became rich. Okay, what? He used to start at the family. Wow. And he had 3 sons, no girls. Interesting. And Cain did not have any kids? Weird. I wonder if he was a ladies' man, though. His father's profitable business. So yeah, he probably could have been, was unsociable and reserved, but still that doesn't mean he couldn't have find a lady friend to accidentally impregnate. There is a chance he could have children and the family just doesn't know about it. That's what probably causes the game series to continue on for so long. I assume anyway. Oi, okay. Ooh, acetone. You could use that for the paints. Heck yeah. Do we still have it? No, okay. 376.20. Ooh, puzzle time! Direct the crane arm to remove all 4 boxes from the grid. Control the crane arm by placing directional arrows in the blank slots next to the numbers. The numbers indicate how many squares the crane arm will move in the direction that you place there. Crane reads the commands from top to bottom, left to right. Press the orange arrow button to start your program. Okay, so this is pretty dang easy actually. So here we're going to do this one first. 3 to the left and then up 1. And then next I think it's going to be going for here. So we're going to go up 2 and left 3. And then we can just do left 2 for this. And then we want to do 2 to the right, up 1, 1 to the right. Look at that. Fluid motion. Continuity, I love it. Alright, 2. Up, right. Yeah, bang. Ooh, we got a card jack. We got scissors. Yoink, give me. Ah. Yes. We got cabinet key. Alright, we got a broken key fob. Someone smashed up the remote key fob and it needs new batteries. Okay. We do have a crank. We can go in here now. Heck yeah. And we got clippers. Party symbol belongs here. So we need skull and bones. Whether it's all in one or 2 separate pieces. I suppose we'll find out. Let's get in here. Snip, snip, and snip. Ooh. Ooh. We got that. That. Boots. Soccer ball. That. That. We got a gas mask. Banana peels. Animal. Triangle. And whatever this is. That was super fast. What is that? Anti-rust. Ooh. Give me that. Ooh, we got the skull. Heck yeah. Ooh, we got bones. Okay, now we got a working card deck, and we have both pieces for the bag. Nice, we got a lighter. Don't know what the lighter is for. Insecticide. I'm gonna see if this works. Technically, scorpion is not an insect. I mean, they kind of are, but I mean, you really wouldn't really use an insecticide on a scorpion, would you? That's kind of rude. Then again, insecticide is rude for everything, so. Bugs do not deserve that kind of spray. Poor dear. Alright, so we got a foot pump, and we got buttons. And of course, tape it up so it stays shut. Alright. Let's go here so we can see what this button does. Ooh. What the? Oh yeah, there's...
I am Atropos, the fate who severs the threads of human life. The Greys were destined to die in that plane crash, but they escaped.
That's what I thought.
The Greys must die. Meddle not in the affairs of fate, mortal. Return from whence you came.
I mean, I would say yes, ma'am, but now that we know they were supposed to die in that plane crash, it really is inevitable for us to, like, ultimately go back in time, go back further in time, and make sure that they are on time for the plane. If that's the case. I mean, we really should be doing that if that is the case, instead of just constantly trying to prevent their death. This is Charmed all over again. Because I am fully aware right there, okay. So I am fully aware that in at least 2 episodes of Charmed, they end up having to deal with, like, the Angel of Death, basically. And it sucked, because both times... Was it both times? There we go. But, I know the first time... If you haven't watched Charmed, go and do it. And I do mean the original Charmed, not the remake, the reboot. Because I'm going to be doing some spoilers. And, basically, you will know that I'm done with the spoiler when I go to the next location. So I'm going to talk about the spoiler now. So, in, I think, season 2, or... No, I think it is season 2. In season 2, Prue ends up having to deal with the Angel of Death for a specific innocent. And she was so persistent in saving them, but it turned out that the Angel of Death said this specific innocent was marked for death, and she could not prevent it in any way possible. I think that was the case. And so, I think she ends up trading her life to save the innocent. Either that or the innocent died anyway. Actually, wait, no, I remember now. the innocent still dies, but at some point during the episode, the oh wait, no, they ended up having to deal with Angel of Death 3 times because Prue's death was in a different episode. They had to face Angel of Death with a specific innocent, and when the Angel of Death came back again in I think the second season, like the season finale, the Angel of Death insisted that Piper become kind of like an protege of sorts to help make up for the deaths they have prevented. Um, and at some point, Prue's name came up on the list that she had to reap, basically. And basically, this forced her to realize, oh, I can't do anything to prevent Prue's death. I'm going to try my hardest to see how long I can make it last. And the Angel of Death was like, no, you can't keep doing this. She is meant for death. You understand this now. You cannot change it. And Prue just ends up dying. So, and basically, the Angel of Death came back again. I don't remember what season. But I know it was between 5 and 7. Because Paige ended up having to deal with the Angel of Death, and she was like, well, we've dealt with demons before, we can deal with this guy again. We can deal with this guy. And the sisters were like, no, he's not something to kill. Whatever his target is, we cannot prevent the death. Like, this person has to die. We can't prevent it. So Paige just ended up having to deal with having to have the guilt of an innocent die on her hands, which sucked, but yeah. All right. Sorry I talked so long about that. Oh, we can still do something here. Oh, right. Okie day. Alright, guide the police to the killer so they can arrest him. And now we can take this, and we have everything we need. Alright, so let's raise it up. And we undo the tires. Honestly, I very well could have talked about these spoilers of Charmed. With that while doing this, but that would ruin the gameplay experience for the viewers, for y'all. That wouldn't be fair. But yeah, so that's how you deal with Atropos and the Angel of Death. You cannot do anything to change the past however times you want. It's fate. If it's fate, you cannot change anything whatsoever. And unfortunately...
Jackie, I did it. I saved your parents from Greg Duffy.
Greg Duffy? What are you talking about?
Never mind. Where are your parents?
Auntie, are you feeling okay? They died in a fire 20 years ago.
Uh-oh. Now we're recalling a new memory. Oi. Jackie's parents have been killed again, but I can't give up for Jackie's sake. Girl, you just heard from Atropos, it is fate. We cannot change their death. We cannot prevent their death, sorry. We cannot prevent their death.
That's why I'm here, Auntie. I want them to reopen the case. That fire wasn't an accident.
Miss Gray, these are the materials recovered from the Gray house after the fire. Perhaps you'll find one that will help you visit the past.
Auntie, please, go to the past and save my parents.
Talk about deja vu. Well, let's see what we have here. Honestly, she's going to be facing Atropos again at some point when we go to the past. Go to this specific memory. Like, Anna needs to face facts that we cannot prevent their death. We need to go further back so that they can officially die in that plane crash. But, unfortunately, that is the end of our chapter. Jeez. I know we're not done with the game, but we're still on, we just finished chapter 2, but I do want to mention that I super love what they've done so far with the game. Like, the graphics is top tier. Like, it's just as good as the previous game. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just much better graphics than their previous games before Final Suspect. They upped their game, basically. They upped their skills, which is awesome. So, I'm slightly disappointed that you can barely see the interactiveness with the main menu. I would love to see a little bit more of that. The strategy guide, I love it. How they have the strategy guide set up in the main gameplay is kind of awkward, but I understand why they did that. Just to save face of, like, the screen looks boring, we need something. But they could have just made it a fourth button for when you open the map. And as far as the task list, like, I really do like the task list, honestly. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm glad they did that, just because seeing the tasks, like, scrolling on the main screen of the game just occupies more time of the gameplay. Which is fine in my opinion, but when you can't do anything with the actual game itself when it's being typed out, it's a little frustrating. So the task list that they did and stapled it to the inventory like that, I think that was a good move. In my opinion, though, if they're going to make future games with this, and I hope I see it in the future games, is that they have the strategy guide as the fourth button with the map and the task list to be either at the top or bottom of the evidence list that inevitably is on the right side of the screen. That would be really good. That would be really nice. Or they could have the task list on the upper left corner, like they did with the strategy guide on the upper right corner there. They could do it on the upper left and still have the evidence list on the right. That would make it even field of the UI. But that's just my opinion, y'all. I don't know if they actually did it. I don't know if they will do it in the future. Now since they're still making Grim Tales games. I think they're on 27 right now. Actually no, I think they're on 28. I'll have to double check. But yeah, that's gonna be it, everyone. I love you all so much, my beautiful kids and viewers. I'm super excited that I'm gonna be playing some Stardew Valley on my iPad after this. I love you all so much. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, please hit that like button, and if you're just now tuning into this channel, go ahead and click that red subscribe button, make it that beautiful gray, as well as that bell icon right next to it. That'll notify you of all the videos that I do, which are on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central and Sundays 4:30 p.m. Central. And usually in the middle of the month, on a Friday, I try to do a live stream of one of the 3 games that I usually play on Sundays. And at some point this year, I'm going to be stopping Disney Dreamlight Valley, so that 3rd game is going to be replaced with something else, and I'm super psyched with what it's going to be replaced with. And I hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. I am Sweet Rabbit, reminding you that if you hit that subscribe button and your account is set to public viewing for the content creators, I will be welcoming you to the community on my channel. And and saying goodbye as well. Stay awesome and may hope always follow you.
I'm a gamer and running in circles. I'm a rabbit and running in circles. I'm annoying and running in circles. Might as well jump in the hole and be a bunny. Be a bunny!
Yeah, I looked at the strategy guide for the collectibles. Our next scene is basically probably when we go back. I still find this weird. Like, if they were supposed to die on that plane crash, how the fuck were they late? What happened? And are we actually going to go further back in time and actually make sure they die on that plane? I don't know. I really want it to happen, though. I just looked at the title of the chapters. I think we do. Fuck. Either that or we actually prevent their death somehow, and Atropos is pissed at us and say, hey, you need to die next.